So, good day everyone. So, last time our topic was about administration. So, this time we will continue our discussion and let's start our discussion with about policy. So, what do you think policy is? No? So, I know dili na ni siya bag-o sa to because we've been following, we've been familiar about policy. What is policy, di ba? So for example, in student handbook, no, so in student handbook nato, so we have a set of policies there, no. For example, in school, sample of our policy there is paglalaki bawal tas buhok, multiple earrings bawal, no. The intimate relationship between student and teacher bawal, no. Bawal ka mo tubag-tubag teacher, bawal mamagsak ang teacher. So those are policies, no. So this time I know di naman ta bata to understand what policy is, no. So let's define policy. So policy is defined as a stated course of action adopted and followed by the organization in doing its work. So a stated course of action. So when we say a stated course of action, we have policies to say unsa ba gyud dapat ang imuhang buhaton o dili dapat buhaton. So right, stated course of action. So that's why usaba jud kayong iro sa mga silingan, no. So just focus lang kay di man ginato sila so nga na lang. So stated course of action, kumbaga this is a guide, a different set of rules, no, to guide each member of the organization to perform their job, no, nga ang ilang performance must be aligned with the agency services, the karing ginatawag na to, o must be aligned with the objectives of the organization, the mission, the vision, and the goal, no. Kumbaga ang dapat i-perform sa the actions must be done by the workers are regulated and guided by the karang ginatawag na tog policy, no. So nga na siya. So what is the importance of policy in our organization? So importante ba day siya? So yes, of course, policy is important because imagine an institution or an organization without policy. Do you think na ba na siya progress or development nga mahitabo in the future? So medyo sabag ang iro. So do you think na ba progress ang agency without this ginatawag na tuog policies? So for example, walay policy nga nag-ingon nga bawal mag-absent, bawal ma-late, no, bawal karang mag-direct, karang wala na kaga-follow sa protocols, so okay lang, gi-okyan mo, or walay policy nga nag-regulate ana. So what do you think will happen to that agency or institution? May development kaya na siya? So that's the question. Of course, it will not make any progress. So that's why policy is needed, no. Okay, an agency, let's just skip the second paragraph, no. An agency policy, on the other hand, is a written statement formally adopted by the board or legal authority, and publicly made known to guide the provision of service. So we have policies when it comes to delivery of services sa atong agency. We have policies that regulates the job performance. We have policies na naga-state unsa imong job description, imong role sa agency. We have policies adopted by the administrators, the staffs, and the other part of the organization, right? So kumbaga, this is a written statement, no? When we say written statement, kumbaga these are the guide rules na dapat i-perform sa ato ang workers. So nga na siya. Okay, next. Following actions. So i-zoom na to kaya basta inyo makita. Or the following functions: to formulate, administer, develop, and implement social welfare services which will permit the social adjustment of families. So I think this is under the MSSD, no? So let's jump na lang there is policy formulation. So because this is just the sample case. So formulation, the policy formulation. So according to Harris Peck, so he identifies 8 stages in family formulation. Okay, number 1. So number 1 is identification of the problem or issue. Singana. So sa policy formulation di ay include ang problem. So example situation. So halimbawa, no, halimbawa karing sa lang ta sa school di pinakaduol or mas masabtan or makarelate ta. So sa school, no, wala gibawal ang relationship between teacher and student, no. Tapos karon ang bata is minor, tapos nabunti sa teacher, no. Then may nag-react nga parent. So what will happen to the institution, no? So maguba ang name or ang dignity sa institution or sa school. So that will be a problem for the institution. So identification of the problem or issue, no. So identification of problem or issue, gidefine nila nga ay problema din ning ani magkarelasyon ang teacher kang student. Another karing sa pa ba, vandalism, no. Wala pay policy nga nabuhat ang agency nga bawal ang vandalism, no. Sulat-sulatan dito bisag unsa ang pader sa school, ang bangko, ang mga libro. So nga na sa school lang sa ato ang example. So i-define na siya sa agency what are the problems, no. What are the problems nga gina-encounter nato? Aduhan kayo og hugaw ang atong room, ang dingding sa atong room kay drawingan og mga tao-tao, drawingan og ballpen. Singa na siya, no. So identify na nato ang problem. Next will be analysis of the problem. Singa na. Before man gud ta maka-formulate og any actions, maka-go into other actions, no. Kinahanglan i-analyze nato ang problem. So nga na siya, the strength, the weaknesses, the threats, the opportunities. So we do SWOT analysis or any types of analysis, no? So for example, SWOT analysis when it comes to the vandalism, no, the strength, murag wala gyud siya strength. Then the weakness, the ay tawag na to karing threats, no, mga nad ang ato ang students, mga nad ang students ana, tapos mobisita ang CHED, mobisita ang DepEd, then makita nila nga ato ang rooms, di ba? So not presentable for them. So nga na pwede ta makakuha og warning from the Commission on Higher Education. So that's it. Analysis of the problem. Then we have informing the public about the problem, no? So during usually naanamoy policy, for example during ginatawag nato og for example sa school, the orientation, nanam gud tay nabuhat nga policy, no? But sometimes we do inform the public nga, oh hugaw kaya tong room, nagabandal-bandal gid diri, drawing, no? But for some confidential information, wala na to siya gina-public, like the relationship between teacher and student, di ay, oh si teacher anon uyab niya si Inday. So we do not we're not doing it, no? Kumbaga we are just ginaingon sa public nga okay na ay nahitabo nga situation nga ang teacher og student nga ni may relasyon, nabuntis ang student nga na, so no. Then development of policy goals including the involvement of other agencies. Then we do policy making. So yan siya, policy making. So unsa ba ang mga rules nga dapat buhaton? Yan na siya. Wait. Then another for social welfare agencies. No. For social welfare agencies, ang ato amang gong ato ang concern is for the welfare of the people. So for example, nag-exist or nagadaghan ang sex workers or prostitutes sa Jensen. So nga na, kadaghan. Tapos balik ta sa pikas, identification of the problem or issue. Then after na to na analyze, after na to na balaan nga gadaghan di ni siya nga problem, daghan ang women nga ga-involve sa prostitution, we do analyzation of the problem, no? Bawal na di ay karang daghan og unemployed during this time of pandemic. So no, but they are at risk kay ingani nga na pwede sila mahawa og karing sexually transmitted diseases. So nga na, the analyzation. Then we do informing the public. So sometimes dili gid tong public nga sometimes dili gid siya katong public nga karing isyagit kini mo sa gawas, dakag prostitute sa Jansan. So dili na siya Pinarowel Divina. So we inform the public, the whole organization ba, no, the whole organization, the other agencies, so nga na about ani nga problem nga atong naspat, no. Then we develop policies, no. After na number 4, we develop policies. Okay, curfew ta. wala na maglakaw nga na. Then building of public support. Why do we need to build public support? Because sometimes policy will be useless without their cooperation, no? And another thing about policy is we give some sanctions or policies for its violators, di ba? Pag late ka ni sulod sa imuhang school, di ba, minus points ka. So that's it. That is an example of kumbaga we use reinforcements, no? So another sample for building community public support is, other than kumbaga ilahang support, we need core groups nga kumbaga mag-overlook about sa ato ang policies nga gibuhat, di ba? Legislation or enunciation of policy, implementation and administration, and assessment and evaluation. So after aning legislation or enunciation, after the implementation, we do assessment and evaluation. So we assess the situation and we evaluate the implementation of policy, no? Kung nabay development, nabay changes from before and after, or wala, nalang gyapon, mao gyapon nga problema, murag galala pa gani inuon. So that's the question, or that's the reason why we need to give kumbaga in assessment, we define the strength, the weakness, the opportunities and threats of the problem nga atong gibuhatan og the policy, no? After that, we evaluate how effective ang policy. Nagamay na ang prostitute sa Jensen. Okay, nagamay na ang vandalism, or nawala na ang vandalism. So that's it. Okay, if medyo blurry ang iban, so no, I informed some of you dugay na nga mag-secure og book. So paning kamuti ninyo soon nga maka-secure mo og book kay magamit gyapon ninyo. Okay, importance of policy. Unsa ba ka importante ang policy? As a stated course of action for agency work, a social policy should consider the context for all social work practice. This make it important to social work practitioners to be truly familiar with policy governing the agency and on what rules, procedures, and regulations are based. No? So, kita man good as social worker, no? Lisod din maging role model ta kay. Of course, we have to follow policies, no? And of course, in deliberation of services, naagid tay policies nga dapat i-follow sad. So for example, sa TSWD ka, we have policies. Do not choose kung kinsay mohang tabangan, no? So mamili day ka, ay ma'am, ikaw na akong client kay guwapa ka. Ay ma'am, ikaw na akong client kay man ka karang bata pa man ka. Because kumbaga that's the problem ang good nowadays, no? So ginabuhatan nato siya og policy to avoid problems from existing related to that situation. Areas of policy consideration would include policy values and objectives. Unsa bay reason nganong nana siya nga policy, no? Unsa bay reason nganong gibuhatan na nga policy? So dapat ato na siyang timandaan, no? Policy target group of clientele. So for example, ningon siya ang for example sa DSWD dito ka sa medical assistance, kinsa ba ang dapat tagaan di target clientele? Kato mga walay capability magbayad silang hospital bill. So since that is the mother agency sa ato ang social welfare agencies, no, wala pud tayo dapat pilion, because gani it is the right of every individual to tap social services. So nga na siya policy. So nga na, no, that's why na mga clients nga kabalo sila sa policy, usahay kita pa i-correct, because sometimes maybe malimtan pud na to ang policy, no, nga na siya. Methods of implementation. So we use different methods implementing policy. We do reinforcements ba nga kung ma-follow nila na sila reward, kung ma-violate nila na sila punishment, unsa pa ba. So but commonly atong method nga ginagamit dra is reinforcements. Singan na, for example sa trabaho, bawal malate, bawal absent, no? The reward at the end of the year, you'll be recognized as the most punctual ba, the best employee. Pero pag ma-violate nato ang policy, mas sanksyonan ta, mabawasan na tong sweldo per hour, no, ingan na. Then we have environmental impact, no. Environmental impact, kumbaga dili siya katong hostile na pud sa to ang environment nga policy, no. Tung dili siya katong over naka strict, dapat tong tama lang pod, no. And of course another impact is gina-follow ba siya sa community, sa people, sa people in our agency or our organization, whether client ba or atong worker, gina-follow ba or wala. So that's it, no. Okay, policy awareness on these crucial areas would encourage the engagement and participation of the practitioner in policy formulation, analysis, and change. So do we need to change policies? Di pwede nga kara lang forever. So of course change is constant gani, di ba? Change is constant, everything is changing, no. That's why sometimes we have to change policies, we have to amend policies, we have to create new policies, no, because of course everything is changing. Maybe for now, for example, the 1987 Constitution, what na tagbalaod, so is it timely relevant pa ba siya? Because in my own opinion, it's not relevant na anymore, no. So we need to change the Constitution. The same with policies. For example, sa una, karing bawal lang ang isa ka butang, no. So example, bawal lang malate, no, bawal malate sa trabaho. Tapos kay madok sila malate mo, absent na lang. So nagbuhat na pug kag policies nga magbawal ang malate og ma-absent. Singan na. So we need to change policies pod, dili kay kara lang jud siya forever, especially if dili na siya relevant, no, sa ato ang like for example sa hospital, sa una madawat lang ang hospital og ID, okay na para collateral, no? Karon land title na gyud or RCR sa motor sing ana. Okay, this is along the third objective in the Bachelor of Science in Social Work curriculum. So sadly anay na pod, so na-under na ta sa new curriculum. Hari nga subject is nanapod siya new curriculum. So katubang policies para sa old curriculum, applicable pa ba siya para sa new curriculum? So dili na, we need new policies or we need to change policies. So nga na siya. Okay, we have principles of policy formulation. So this is according to Harley Trecker. So Trecker gives a summary of some general principles of policy determination as follows. So unsa to mga principles when it comes to policy formulation? Number 1, policy must be based on and developed out of agency purpose. So dapat related siya sa agency purpose. Unsa man ang purpose sa imong organization. For example, you are a foundation, imong focus kay maghatag ka og tabang sa mga orphan children. So that's why imong policies must be related to these services offered by your agency. No? Dili ka mag-go beyond sa kumbaga services nga gina-offer sa imong agency. It must be and always be related, no? So unsa bay purpose sa imong agency, ang policy must be related to it. Policies must be soundly based on adequately evaluated facts and experience. So sometimes our agencies are conducting surveys or meetings, ilang gin na define what are the problems, unsa ba ang strength, weaknesses sa ato ang services nga gina-render sa atong employees, no? So dili ta pwede magbuhat og policies nga karing wala tay enough proof nga. Halimbawa ningon nga karing dalhan nag-prostitute sa Jansan, dag sex worker sa Jansan, tapos wala kay data nga mapakita pila ka percent, basta daghan man kog nakita pag agi nako dito. So nga na, no? So wala kay enough basis, wala kay factual data, then dapat kung mag-formulate tag policies, dapat na accurate. Nga na siya. Okay. Persons affected by the policy, especially clientele group, should be involved in the process. No? Kumbaga, more siya decision making. No? Kinsa ba tong affected? Kinsa ba tong mga other clientels, dapat kasali sila sa policy formulation. So no, but sometimes namang good tay atong agency, we have especially the admins or the higher position, they have the capacity na, they have the right na to make their own policy, especially for private agencies, no? So pag sulod sa atong client tira nanay policies, like for example policy sa PhilHealth, dapat na admitted na ang patient for at least 3 days bago niya ma-avail yung PhilHealth. So ni pa ba day ang PhilHealth, ni consult ba day siyang okay lang ba nga 3 days So inga na siya, they made the decision because that is a private kumbaga under the namang good tayo ginatawag nga the heads are on private convos. That's why sila po ang magbuhat og ilang policy. So the same good kung mga apply tag trabaho, wala man sila naghulat sa imuha, wala man sila tanang nga magbuhat og policy karang unsay mong masuggest, so wala man. But pag nagdugay na kadraa, no, we do meetings, then masali ka possibly sa policy formulation. Okay, so that's all about mato siya tanan, all about policy. Okay, let's proceed to plan or the planning. Planning and programming. Okay, so what is a plan? Plan is a course of action for reaching a goal beginning now or at any predetermined time in the future or in the future. So plan murag din no need na nato ni siya further, but plan is a course of action. So what is the purpose of plan? To kumbaga to make actions, no, to formulate kumbaga future actions for our goal. When we say goal manggod, that's futuristic goal na to nga mawala na ang mga pobre sa Pilipinas. So what is our plan? Magbuhat og different programs to help the poor. That's why nabuhat ang 4Ps, the SLP, and the other programs. So nga na siya, that is plano. Okay, planning is the process of anticipating goals or target and then preparing a plan for reaching them. So for example, no, you a student, I think wala pa mo naka OJT or soon pa mo maka OJT, no. For example, sa ato ang department naay mo abot nga intramurals, unsa ba tong ginabuhat? We do plans. Unsa kay plano nato para madaog ta? So that is what is our objective? To win, no, ma-overall champion ta. Then we do planning, no. So it is a process of mapping out one's activities towards the accomplishment of goals and projecting the means or the resources of achieving them. So for example, another example sa department lang gyapon, no, gusto na to nga naay nag-exist nga problem, like for example na atay mga students nga dili kayo, especially social work student, nga dili kayo ilang socialization with others is dili kayo karang firm, walay cohesiveness, walay unity, no. So we do planning. The faculties and their social work department, the JSWAP advisor, the program head made a plan. Mag team building no tabi. Singan na ba? So upon the process, unsa ba atong gina-anticipate nga problem? No? Unsa po dato ang mga resources nga kinahanglan? Singan na siya. Mao na siya ang kumbaga masulod when it comes to planning, the resources needed, who are the involved persons, what are the objectives, the activities nga i-conduct, then our expectation, if we need budget, napila ba. So that is planning. A plan may be short, range, medium or long range. A plan may be short range, medium term, or long range, medium term, or long range, long term, no? So, naman gud ta ginatawag nga time frame. When we say plan, di man gud na siya pwede nga plan hantod plano lang. So, kumbaga dili siya pwede nga drawing lang because we are aiming to achieve our objectives, diba? Our goals. That's why we need to set time frame. No? We need to set time frame. And within the time frame, dapat ma-achieve na nato ang goal. So, nga na siya. This plan, only part of its long range, long term 3 plan of organizing and conducting a drug prevention program in the entire community within a target of 300 youths or about the whole population. So kumbaga, ang problem nga nag-exist sa ilaha is mga bata nga na-involved sa paggamit og illegal drugs. So ang plan to lessen or mawalaon gyud na siya nga problem. So the time frame either long range, long term. When we say long range, daghan ba ang involved ug taas ang panahon nga kinahanglan, no? And we have short range, medium term. Gamay lang ang iyahang involved person pero may kataasan ang time frame and the others. So that is planning, no? Reasons for planning. As the saying goes, we plan or we perish, no? Magplano ta or maglisod ta. So that's why, for example, family planning, di ba? Magplano ka kung pila mo ang gustong anak, paano nimo sila buhion, paano nimo ila secure, paano nimo i-provide ilang needs, or maglisod ka. So, planning is needed in all levels of operation and every worker should do this as part of his or her daily routine, which is right. So maybe dili pa nimo na siya ma-feel because dili pa man ka worker, but that's normal, no? Especially you are just a student pa for now, but we do planning, right? Okay, ugma kay mag-study ko ani mga 5 to 7 mag-study sa ako, tapos na quiz ay exam day ugma. So nga na ba, we do planning, right? So according to Rex Kidmore, the reasons for planning as follows. Efficiency. This means to achieve goals with minimum of cost and effect. Kumbaga, the efficiency of the efficiency for our goals nga gusto i-achieve. So nga na siya. So this means to achieve goals with a minimum cost and effect. Kumbaga, dili ni siya cost katong reason ha. Kumbaga, when we say cost, katong sa other profession, kumbaga ang yang halaga, no? Ang presyo, halaga, may ana. So without dako kay mga gasto, for example, nakay plano, no? Para dili kay ka mag-spend more, no? We need to think about the efficiency. Sing ana siya. or thinking about the efficiency, we should consider the minimum cost and effect. Hinay-hinay. Because gamay lang man imuhang gi-spend, of course, gamay lang pod ang maging effect ana. But at least you are heading to the achievement of your goal. No, hinay-hinay lang nga pag-achieve. Then effectiveness, this means to achieve the desired result, which is to help people in need. So we have effectiveness, no? So reason for planning, we need effectiveness. So for example, na kay project or na kay program nga i-implement. So kari siya nga program, gusto nimo matabangan ang mga poor. So nga na siya. You have the plan. You have the program. No? Then karing imuhang imuhang question, maging effective kaya ni siya. No? Maging effective kaya ni siya. So that's it. Okay, another. Accountability. Planning is needed for evaluation and accountability to the public, to families, and to other clients. So when we say accountability, we need to be accountable, no? Kumbaga, better planning also identifies us as we are we are accountable sa ato ang plan goals. Nga na siya. Then moral. Every staff member needs to understand exactly what to do and how to do the job. Kumbaga, kinahanglan in achieving our goal sa atong agency, yan nakaisaba ang siling. Okay. So every members of the organization must know how to do their job, no? Because namang sometimes, no, nakasalalay pud sa to ang workers ang kumbaga the achievement of our goals. Wala lang nakadepende sa ato tanan, but of course to every part of the organization. So ma-achieve lang na imuhang goal if the administrator and the staff members jointly plan the total operation of the agency. So I am so glad that NMMG gonna recognize nila ang voice sa lower positions, no? What will be our plan para magdaghan nato ang student? What will be our plan para sa sa betterment sa atong services? So unsa kaya ato maayong plano para mapalago ang school? Singana. So dili lang dapat admin ang mag-decision, but also the staffs, especially the staffs, because and the lower position pag yun, because sila man ang mag-deal with clients, sila man ang maka-encounter sa problem mostly. So nga na siya. So it must be a joint responsibility. Okay. Essential planning elements. So I think this will be the last part na kay limit naman ni siya 1 hour. So we will end this and continue tomorrow. So in short, a plan according to regions must contain the following elements. So unsa daw ang dapat naa sa planning, no? Sa planning unsa ang dapat content ana, no? The elements. So number 1, the goal or what. When we say goal or what, unsa kaya ato ang gusto makabot, gusto ma-achieve. no? Unsa to ang gusto ma-achieve, no? Then we have resources, means, procedure, and methods on how. Paano na to maabot? Unsa to ang gusto? For example, mawala ang or ma-minimize na to ang poor family sa Pilipinas or in Jansan. Paano? 'Di ba? So unsa tong kinahanglan? The resources, the means, the procedure and methods. 'Di ba? Then people involved in achieving the goals or the who. Kinsa ang magtabang sa atoa? Kinsa ato ang target? So nga na siya. Method of evaluation and review. Method of evaluation. What will be our method for evaluation? Interviews ba? Atong surveys ba? Diba? And conditions under which the plan will be implemented. So, we need conditions pod. Kay dili man gud siya pwede nga implement without conditions. Why? Basi man gud masaya lang atong resources. No? Especially pag limited lang atong resources, we need to have conditions to assure good results. No? For example, na kay client nasunugan siya. Tapos imong agency kay nagatag og assistance para makapatindog sila og balay. So, you made conditions with them. Dapat matindog daw yung balay within 7 days, ma'am, or 1 week. No? Kay i-visit na mo na dito kung ma-found out na mo nga wala pa gyud or wala na ang kwarta, dili na mo makadawat sa mo og tabang again. So, we made conditions. So, that's all for today. We will continue our discussion tomorrow. So, good day everyone.